It all starts with an idea. What is your great or big idea? Your overall vision for the product or task you're working towards. There are times when you will begin with the inspiration for your project, product, or goal right away, and other times when you will need to bring clarity to that very thing. In either case, this is the starting point. Once you've established what your vision is, everything else will begin to flow in a fruitful, productive manner. The next phase of the workflow involves brainstorming, deciding and determining things such as your audience, the who, and your purpose, the why, among other important details. It's here that you'll flesh out all the different types of things you'll want to include in your project or product based on your who and or your why. Keep in mind, there's no wrong answers at this point. You simply want the creativity to flow and allow your mind to freely generate thoughts and solutions, notating and mapping everything out along the way. Once you've completed the process of brainstorming, it's time to start planning the work out. This phase of the workflow involves the creation of an overall game plan, smaller, task-oriented plans, storyboards, to-do lists, scripts, calendars, and other forms of project organization. Next up is the creating phase. Here, you'll be designing, making, and creating assets, whether from scratch, meaning from absolutely nothing, by hand, etc., or by gathering different components from different places and crafting them into what suits your purposes and needs. Many of you may find that this part of the workflow is the part that you enjoy the most and lends itself to the most creative liberty, given the nature of the work done at this stage. The creating phase may leave you with amazing but disconnected pieces of an unfinished masterpiece. That's where the assembling phase comes into play. At this point in the workflow, you will take what you have created and start to put all of the parts together, much like pieces of a puzzle or building blocks. The goal here is to take all of the individual parts, great as they are, and put them together into something even greater than they would be individually. The project is put together, but it is still raw. There are still things that need to be refined and smoothed out. Enter the editing phase of the workflow. Here is where you'll go over your creation with discerning eyes and critical ears, looking to correct errors or inconsistencies before moving forward. In addition, this is the phase of the workflow where the fat is cut away and only the absolute best parts make it to the final presentation or product. The next two phases are somewhat interchangeable and may even be altered or omitted depending on what your original idea is, but are worthy of mention nonetheless. First, producing. Producing involves the time to make more of your completed product. This can vary greatly and be very lengthy if the item is something tangible, such as a book or work of art, or some type of technology. For the purposes of this video, I'll use the example of something intangible or digital, such as, well, this video. Producing a video like this one involves rendering and processing time, which can take minutes or hours depending on the software and hardware used to create it, converting the video into a format or formats that the end user can view without issue. Staying with the example of a video like the one you're watching now, marketing is the next phase of the workflow. This can include any number of things, including advertising, search engine optimization, the creation of thumbnails, social media posts, and generally ensuring the video gets in front of the right people's eyes, like yours. This can be done before, during, or after the production process, depending on how long the production process takes and other factors. One other key difference about this phase over all the others is that it is the one phase that is ongoing, even after the final product has gone out to the public. Speaking of which, the final phase of the fruitful workflow is where you get to share your masterpiece with the world. Whether you call it a launch, a release, an upload, or a premiere, this is the phase where everyone gets to experience and enjoy the fruits of your labor, and you get a great return on investment, whatever you desire that return to be.